Hello, and welcome to Pixel Gym. My name's Tyler Anderson. This will be the first episode of a series that will be teaching you all Sketch. Sketch is a design tool. That means it is typically used by designers that do user interface design, user experience design. But you can do a lot with Sketch that doesn't involve those fields. It's sort of like a hybrid between Photoshop and Illustrator from the Adobe Creative Suite. This channel will also try to teach those programs down the line, but I wanted to start with Sketch because it's the easiest to pick up, I think at least, and it's super, super powerful. It's my favorite personally, and it's fun. It really is. So I guess we'll first start with. Well, I'll explain a little bit of myself. I have a degree in human-computer interaction. I'm a user experience designer, and I first learned Sketch at my previous job, where I used it every day, and I designed websites and apps. Worked on a few cool apps like Fox News, HBO website, bunch of cool things, and I use Sketch at my new job, where I design websites as well for clients. So I have a lot of real-world experience with Sketch. There's always new things to learn, but I think I have a good grasp of the program and its capabilities. So yeah, I think I'm a decent candidate to at least teach some things. I guess I'll describe what Sketch is before getting into the actual program and the first lesson. Sketch is a vector drawing application with a heavy bias to user interface design. It works with vector shapes directly, which are infinitely scalable, but it also involves pixels, which is why I think Sketch could best be categorized as a hybrid between Adobe Illustrator, and Adobe Photoshop. Because Photoshop works with raster images, it works with pixels. It does have some vector capabilities, but I would largely define Photoshop as pixel-based, and I would largely define Illustrator as vector-based. And Sketch is sort of the marriage of those two, the coupling of those, and it's the love child of those two programs, and it's super useful when it comes to user interface design. And it's generally for screen design. I would not recommend Sketch for print design, although it does do CMYK and all that stuff, and you can definitely use it to create some cool posters or book covers or whatever. But it's mostly geared towards screen design. So let's first get into it. Sketch was developed by Bohemian Coding. Here's what happens when you click on it. It pulls up this little menu, which you can toggle on and off if you don't want to see this every time. I mean, I keep it on. It's no big deal, but, it could get annoying. I'm on version 41.2. The templates is kind of cool. We'll get into that later. It just shows, like you can kind of see from this Facebook one, it kind of shows, it is what it is, templates of popular things like iOS, Android. Recents is what I keep it on. Let's do a new document. First thing I want to talk about is the difference between vector and raster, which I brought up a little bit earlier with Photoshop and Illustrator. Vector is made up of math. It's made up of points and equations between those points. So to make a quick demonstration, if I were to draw a circle, click off of it, you see that looks pretty crisp. And if I zoom in, it's still it is crisp. It's 100% crisp. And I keep going, I keep going, I keep going. This is as far as Sketch lets me go. But that noise means no more. It's very crisp, which is great for editing and re-editing and scaling. If I want to scale this up and I want to zoom in, it's still just as crisp. Or if I want to make it really, really small, it will be crisp. Great. Raster, on the other hand, if I were to take this very small shape, let's make it a little bigger. If I were to take this very medium-sized shape now and go over here to View and Show Pixels, or go to View, Canvas, Show Pixels if you don't have that little icon on over there, this will, like it says, show the pixels. See that very jagged, stair-steppy looking kind of sort of line. those are pixels, and that's what all things are made up of on your screen. So if I were to export this, that's how it would look on your iPhone or on your website, the icon, if it were an icon. And raster anti-aliasing, which is something that is used by raster, tries to make the pixel stair step less harsh. So it doesn't look that great from this distance, but anti-aliasing will try its best to make it look less jagged. But if you zoom in and hover over it, that blue line represents what the vector would look like. And if I click on it and I just do hide the show pixels, we get that crisp. That's really the difference between vector and raster. And for this whole series, we'll be using vector. We'll be bringing in raster images off the internet, which of course, pictures are, pixel based, but generally speaking, anything we create or draw or make, it'll be vector, because you can just keep re-editing it without losing quality. You can scale it up, size it down, doesn't matter, it'll look great. And then when you export it, it's going to look good. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about for the first episode. Next episode will probably go into the user interface of Sketch. Anyways, thanks guys. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up or subscribe. It helps grow the channel and it'd be much appreciated. Cool. All right. Thanks.